Hi, Editor Sully before the video starts. So it turns out the entire time I was recording this, there was a fucking train going outside my window, and it fucked up all my audio. So, you know, if you hear a fucking train in the background of this video, I'm very sorry. Anyway, here's the video. Hello all, happy 2024. I'm back, I'm bigger, I'm better than ever. I had a little bit of a hiatus towards the end of the year, but alas, I've returned, and my New Year's resolution this year is to make some videos, more than last year, which should not be too hard, considering that last year it was a resounding 5 videos, 5 of them in 1 year. But no matter, for I'm back, and I'm going to try to make more of them, maybe. I don't know. To start off, I want to talk about something that has been a sort of hot topic within the spheres that I discourse in, which is, you know, nerd shit. As of late, this fucking guy, Nate Drake, has been talking about a new Banjo game getting greenlit, which to me is kind of a pussy leak. To me, it kind of sounds like, oh, you know, I don't want to give definitive information, so I'm going to say it gets greenlit. So if anything happens within the next 6 years, I can still say I'm right, but that's just what I think. Many people in the community are dead set, though, that this is it. He's fucking back. Banjo-Kazooie is coming back, and it's big. You know, tell your mom, tell your grandmom, tell your fucking aunt, I don't know. The men in your family cannot know, apparently. And to be honest, all hands right now are pointing to Toys for Bob, which has recently joined the Xbox family with this acquisition of Activision, you know, so all this shit like Crash and Spyro are now under the Xbox Games umbrella, which includes Toys for Bob, which, as you might know, they've been making all the new Crash Bandicoot games, and they made the Spyro Reignited trilogy, and they're probably going to make some more Spyro shit eventually. I don't know. They've kind of been cock-teasing it for a while, just putting Spyro in everything except an actual fucking video game. But who gives a shit about Crash Bandicoot and Spyro when Banjo-Kazooie is 10 times better anyway? And to be quite frank, I'm kind of torn on this idea of Toys for Bob tackling Banjo-Kazooie, because I don't exactly trust them to make a new Banjo-Kazooie game very much. I would be more than okay with them doing some sort of remake of Banjo-Kazooie and Tooie, and maybe even throwing Grunty's Revenge in there, trying to make that into a fully realized platformer, bring in all the unused shit in there as well. I think that could be really cool. That'd probably give me a lot more faith. But I would probably prefer to see some sort of remake of the series before they just try to go headfirst and tackle making a new game. And I feel like it'd also be a smarter choice to gauge just about how many people are actually interested in playing this series again, which on the Xbox would be about 6 people, and on the Nintendo Switch would probably be a lot fucking more, which also leads to the obvious discussion of, you know, if this game is really made and it's put on the Xbox, it will fucking fail. There is no question on that. I can almost guarantee that if a new Banjo game is made and realized and is made into an Xbox exclusive, it will fucking bomb. Like, I'm not trying to dunk on Xbox fans at all. It is just, you know, they prefer very specific types of games. You know, they don't like games that are a lot more cartoony, have a lot more of a focused art direction, or generally aren't in sepia tone. Top sellers on Xbox charts have continued to be shit like Forza and Call of Duty and fucking Fortnite. You know, shit like that. And there's nothing wrong with that. You know, people can like what they want. But it's just a game like this will not succeed on Xbox as much as it would on Switch, and there's just no doubt about that. Now, do I think any of this is likely at all? fuck no. I think it's very unlikely. I think a lot of the backing behind all of this discussion is pretty paper fucking thin. It is essentially all revolving around this guy, Nate Drake, who has supposedly leaked shit in the past. I have seen literally zero proof of this. I've seen none of his past predictions. I have just heard them through word of mouth. So this guy has about zero credibility to me. And to be frank, I've just heard people claiming that a new Banjo game was in the works for fucking, the last 5 years, before, during, and after Banjo's Smash appearance. It hasn't happened. I doubt it's going to happen anytime soon. I mean, hell, we haven't even gotten Rare Replay on Switch. We don't even have Banjo-Tooie on fucking NSO. What makes you think that they are going to make a whole nother fucking game? Seriously, the most Banjo action we've gotten recently is Banjo getting put in Smash Remix, which is totally fucking awesome, by the way. I cannot wait to play that. But a lot of fellow Banjo fans are using the fact that Rare veterans have been commenting on all of this as some sort of evidence that it's true. Like Grant Kirkhope has been making cheeky replies to this, seemingly forgetting the fact that before Banjo was announced for Smash, he told us all very specifically that Banjo was not ever coming back, and that he would have no involvement with it if he did, which was obviously not true, as he came back for Smash, and his main theme was composed by Grant fucking Kirkhope. That and Kev Bayless responded to some guy's fucking tweet, crossing fingers for a Banjo-Kazooie comeback, and I just find it extremely unlikely that any of this means anything. Granted, I think it's very sweet that these Rare devs are so involved with the Banjo-Kazooie community, you know, I love to see that, but I highly doubt this means anything. I mean, let's just try to think with our noodles real quick. Grant Kirkhope actively told us that nothing was happening with Banjo while he was under NDA for Super Smash Bros. And pretty much didn't talk about him at all. And then, obviously, once that NDA was gone and he was talking about Banjo's inclusion in Smash, he was telling us how much he wanted to talk about Banjo and how hard it was to keep the secret. So what makes you think that if Banjo was actually coming back for realsies, he would essentially start making tweets low-key confirming that it's true? You know, I feel like if a NDA was required for Banjo to be put in Smash Bros., an NDA would probably be required for a new fucking video game. And my opinion is so strong on this probably not being real, mostly just because, look, I get it, bro. Nobody wants this game more than me. Believe me, I've been praying and begging on my knees for years for something like this to happen. But alas, it's just so unlikely. The team at Rare have very little faith in Banjo as an IP. Grant Kirkhope has gone on before, talking about how Banjo-Kazooie is just too niche now of a series to really depend on financially, really. And a lot of the devs of Banjo-Kazooie seem to think that if a new Banjo game was made, a lot of people probably wouldn't like it. Which is not a super crazy thing to believe, considering the fact that they did make a new Banjo game and everybody hated it. And the game itself was completely fucking fine. Everybody just hated it because it was different. And Rare has gone on before saying that if a new Banjo-Kazooie game is made, they would need some very good reason or some very good gameplay hook to, you know, warrant it being made. Which probably means that there would be something different about the gameplay this time. Again, which would mean that a lot of the fanbase probably would not like it. Which doesn't necessarily mean that we're getting nuts and bolts too, but if any of this is real, unless it's a remake that has been specifically requested by Toys for Bob, considering that Phil Spencer has said that Banjo-Kazooie getting a new game is up to studios wanting to use him, whatever we get, if anything at all, will most likely be very different from the Banjo games that we know and love. Which, by the way, if that does happen, we should absolutely fucking learn this time. because Nuts and Bolts came out and everybody flamed it because it was different, and look at us now, we haven't gotten a fucking game since. So, if we get a new Banjo-Kazooie game, do not immediately dismiss it if it's fucking different. Try it first. You can be upset that it's not a platformer, but give it a fucking chance, because Nuts and Bolts is a totally fine game, and everybody just seemed to hate it at the time because it wasn't exactly what they wanted. And the current head of Rare has literally told us that they're not just going to bring back Banjo for the sake of bringing back Banjo, and that, you know, they're going to bring back a old IP if they come up with a gameplay concept that is interesting and different enough to warrant bringing it back. And unless we get some fucking wicked Mario Odyssey levels of interesting mechanics for a new Banjo-Kazooie game, it will most likely be something different, again, if it exists at all. But, with that said, I would fucking love to be proven wrong. Believe me, I would love to have everything I said here gone against and have Toys for Bob announce a brand new Banjo remake that looks great and they don't fuck up the designs, and, you know, Grant Kirkhope comes back and remakes all the music and it sounds super pretty, and it comes out on Nintendo Switch or whatever the next fucking console is going to be, and it looks and plays beautifully. I would love that, honestly, I would. That would be a dream come true for me. But unless pigs fly, I personally don't see it happen. Now, what I want to know is, what does the community think? What do you guys think is going to happen with all of this? You guys think Toys for Bob is going to swoop in with a Banjo remake, which, to be honest, still is not that crazy of a possibility? Or do you guys think we're going to get nothing, which is an even bigger possibility? So please comment below. I like reading the comments. I'll probably reply to you. I'm doing the YouTuber thing. Did you guys know only 0.01% of my viewers are subscribed? Don't forget to fucking annihilate that bell. Just destroy it. I want your fist through your monitor, absolutely destroying it. You know, to join the notification squad, of course. And, I don't know. I'm horrible at outros. Bye-bye.